I move that we adopted.
Second, Ms. Flaxman. He's got a.
Oh, okay.
I move that we adopt the agenda with a modification to move consent agenda item number 9, TVHS English book list, to an action item, individual action item.
You follow?
I second it.
Have a motion and a second to adopt the agenda as presented with exception of E9. No.
Consent agenda number 9.
Yeah, okay. Hold on, okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I'm sorry, I messed up. Just a second. Okay. Superintendent comments. Dr. Winters?
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the board. As part of our ongoing focus on school safety, we conducted a reunification drill this morning. We evacuated all of Tartesso to the reunification site. Thank you to Tartesso staff and students for an orderly and calm process. Thank you to all of our district staff for managing the reunification process. Thank you to all the parents who came to practice unifying with their students. Thank you to the Buckeye PD for being in attendance. Several officers were there. Thank you to Alicia and Joel for setting Share 911 up and getting it up and running. And thank you to Alicia for organizing the entire event. Parents were very complimentary of the process and appreciative of the attention and care we exhibit for their children. Also, Buckeye PD was also very complimentary of it. They had just coincidentally done a training on reunification, but they were just sitting in a classroom, so that actually they were very happy to actually see it in happening. I have been selected to present at the ASBA Winter Conference in next month. The presentation will focus on the public education messaging project I've talked about many times. We hope to expand our reach and our participation and hopefully start to engage our governing board members throughout the state in the process. ASA, ASBA, and ASBO, that's enough acronyms for you, have announced a joint effort to try to prevent a rate hike of 14% for schools from APS next year. They're joining forces to try to see if we can't do something about that, because we are expected to have a 14% increase in APS rates for next year, if something is not done about that. I'm sure you were all aware of last week's election results at this time. Both our override and bond measures did not pass. I want to start by sincerely thanking all the staff and community members who volunteered their time and energy with the campaign over the past few months. According to the Political Action Committee, at least 70 people volunteered and contributed well over 400 hours to the effort. Ms. Weston, I think you were a good 150 of those, maybe? I also want to thank the 965 individuals who supported the override and the 949 who supported the bond. Your commitment to our students and community does not go unnoticed. As I have shared with staff, these results will have real consequences for our school district. We will need to make some difficult funding decisions, but we will approach this process deliberately and strategically. Different groups of stakeholders will be involved to provide feedback and guidance, and once we have a clear plan, we will communicate it openly with everyone. While these results are disappointing, disheartening, and devastating, I remain hopeful and confident in our community's resilience and the resilience of our staff. Together, we will continue to find ways to support our students, maintain the quality of education, and strengthen our schools. By working collaboratively and creatively, we will navigate these challenges and come out stronger on the other side. And that concludes my comments for this evening, Mr. President.
Thank you. And then next is recognition, Dr. Winters.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the board. Lots of recognition tonight. We're going to start off with our Student of the Month recognitions. I think I saw Jalen here. No? Yeah, I thought I saw her. So start off with our TVHS Student of the Month is 12th grader Jalen Enchando, and I'll have to admit that her nomination was so long, I had to ask ChatGPT to condense it into a shorter one. Otherwise, we would have been here for much longer. So that's my story on that one. Tonopah Valley High School is proud to recognize Jalen Enchando as our Student of the Month. A dedicated senior, Jalen stands out as a role model both on campus and in the community. Since joining JAG her sophomore year, she has grown into a strong leader and advocate for student success, now serving as the Arizona State JAG Career Association president, a remarkable achievement that reflects her passion and commitment. In addition to her leadership in JAG, Jalen is a 4-year member of the cheer team and currently serves as cheer captain, leading with energy, kindness, and encouragement. She is known for her positivity, involvement, and support of others. Recently, Jalen participated in a community youth mental health, I'm combining words, an anti-bullying workshop, helping to inspire and guide younger students. Her compassion, dedication, and leadership make her an outstanding representative of Tonopah Valley High School. Congratulations, Jalen, for leading with pride, purpose, and heart. All right, next we have Ruth Fisher, Rebecca Lomeli Garcia, 8th grader. Rebecca, are you here? Is she here? No? Desert Sunset, Ariana Herbert, 5th grade. Torteso, Elianne Lacey, 2nd grade. Ella's here. Elianne was chosen because of her positive demeanor and growth mindset. She comes to school every day with a willingness to learn and a can-do attitude. She is kind and a positive influence on her peers. Elianne always puts forth her best effort and isn't afraid to try new things, even when they are challenging. Her bright smile, there you go, and encouraging words help create a classroom environment where everyone feels supported and motivated to do their best. Congratulations. And then we have from Winters Well, 3rd grader Janae Vargas. I know Janae is here. Janae is a hardworking and dedicated 3rd grade student. She goes above and beyond in her academics and citizenship. Janae is always kind and eager to jump in and help anyone who needs it. She brings the positive vibes we all need. Janae's enthusiasm for learning inspires those around her to stay focused and do their best. Her caring heart and cheerful attitude make her a true role model in the classroom. Mr. President, I'm going to move into staff recognitions, if that's okay.
Please do.
Let me get my papers in order here. All right, first we're going to start off with, remember we're recognizing our October Saddle Mountain Spotlights. And I'll start off with Tina Dennis, our bookstore clerk at Tonopah Valley. I didn't see Miss Tina here. We can clap for her anyway, it's all about it. And then we have our October certified spotlight, Ms. Heather Richardson, who is dropout prevention at Tonopah Valley. Heather is a two-time, maybe the first two-time recipient of the Saddle Mountain Spotlight. This year, she began a new position at Tonopah Valley, joining a largely new front office team, and immediately became an essential part of the group's success. Heather jumped right into her role with professionalism, positivity, and a can-do attitude that set the tone for a smooth transition. She played a major role in getting students scheduled and skillfully interpreted the transcripts of new students to ensure accurate placements. Her attention to detail and commitment to student success has made a significant impact on the efficiency of the office and the support provided to families. Heather's teamwork, adaptability, and calm demeanor make her a go-to person for both staff and students. She is a true asset to the Tonopah Valley High School team and a wonderful example of dedication and excellence in action. And we have two more. We have the spotlights are awards we give every month. Then every quarter we give the Star Award, which is not named for Mrs. Marcette. STAR is an acronym for Special Talents Are Recognized. And our star for first quarter is Katie Dunbar, health aide at Desert Sunset. Is Katie, you back? I didn't see Katie. Well, and then our second quarterly award is our Volunteer of the Quarter. And our Volunteer of the Quarter for quarter one is Kim Kempen, who volunteers at Tartesso. Kim is an amazing volunteer who goes above and beyond to support our students and staff. She made all of the walk to read materials over the summer, dedicating countless hours to ensure everything was ready for a successful start to the year. She helps with small groups and works one-on-one with students, always bringing patience, kindness, and encouragement. She also takes care of our copying and is always willing to lend a hand wherever needed. Her dedication and positive attitude make a difference every single day. She is dependable, caring, and truly invested in helping students grow and succeed. We are so grateful for her hard work and the joy she brings to our school community. She is an absolute treasure. And Mr. President, we have one other set of recognitions. Are the people here? So, we also, members of the board, you've heard us reference the letters training several times over the last few months, especially talking about strategic plans and school integrated action plans. We invited our letters completers to the board meeting to get recognized this evening. So I don't know how, I think I only see one or two here. But we're going to read through the list, and that one person can come down and get their certificate, get a picture. Mr. Giaffelli is going to give a brief interview of what letters is.
So I know we've mentioned this before. LETTERS is an acronym that stands for Language for Essentials for Teachers of Reading and Spelling. And essentially, it is a grueling 2-year program that these beautiful individuals endured And by 2028, all teachers are supposed to have their reading endorsement, and that would require them to take this 2-year course. They just got a jump start because they have a growth mindset. And it was basically every single week reading through a chapter in a book, taking an assessment, and then attending 4 in-person trainings that were about 8 hours on Mondays for 2 years in a row. And so it was, I would say, the best professional development I've ever had in my life, and I think probably they would agree. It was long and grueling, but well worth the time. And so basically, it focuses on the foundations of reading, the scientific research, and made all of us better teachers. I think everyone would agree. And these 2 lovely ladies who already went through 2 years signed up, I believe, for a second training, again, completely voluntary for an early childhood because they both teach preschool. So, and they both have passed the test and also gotten their reading endorsements. So,
Just for the record, their scores are on their certificate. I'm not going to read the scores out loud, though. I'm looking at them, though, right now, just to, okay, that was pretty good. Just for the record. I'm still going to read all the names, because I think they're worthy of recognition. But Ms. Hunt, Ms. Weston, you come down and grab a seat, and we'll just meet me back there when I get to you, okay? All right, so the letters completers, Veronica Denny, Jennifer Welsh, Laura Guardi, Liz Giacovelli, Samantha Mulhausen, Rocio Watkins, Jessica Humphreys, Josie Nelson, Jana Weston, and then just meet me back, yeah, congratulations. Tracy Lindsay, Lisa Vetter, Megan Vigorito, Talia Jerry, Marisa Wisser, Ray Hunt. Martha Hacker, Amber Jones, Alicia Renteria, and Sonia Garcia. So a big cohort of our letters completers. And that concludes our recognitions for this evening, Mr. President.
This young girl just came in. This young girl.
I don't know. Okay.
Okay. There's no call to the public, I assume.
Is that Rebecca? Rebecca?
Okay. The next item is consent agenda. Mr. Blackson.
I move the board to approve the consent agenda with the exception of item 9, TVHS English book list.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Unanimous. Budget report. Who gets to? Dr. Winters or?
Alicia, can you scroll down? Yep. Let's just go to budget summary.
Right.
I will do my best, Ms. King impression. If you have any questions, either I'll answer or wait till she returns. Members of the board, as you know, we can expect a budget revision in December to go down due to our decreased enrollment, which is the first in many, many years and surprising on many fronts. You can see the budget balances with encumbered funds on each of our levy funds as well as our grants. I'll be happy to try to answer any questions you may have at this time.
Do we know what that percentage is?
For the budget reduction?
Yeah.
We don't know 100% yet. Ms. King and I believe it's slight, about 200,000, but they also have a much larger number, and we cannot recreate the larger number, so we're kind of in a back and forth with them right now to get we feel pretty confident. If it's more than a little over 200, I will be driving down to AD and asking them to I've done it before, so don't think I'm kidding. I will go down there and have them prove to me how you got that number, because we cannot recreate it.
Okay.
But we are going to respond in worst case scenario until we get clarification from the Department of Ed.
Thank you.
Okay. The next is school letter grade. Dr. Winters?
Yes. Alicia, can you bring the letter grades on? Mr. President, members of the board, this is our annual November presentation on school letter grades. Added a little bit of information to it. Mr. Kilborn, if I can't answer a question, I might lean on you. I'll do my best. Next slide, please. Okay, so this year, Desert Sunset is a B. So I put in parentheses how many points they have, and then how many points they need to become an A. Tartesso is a C, 66.5 points, and then 72 for a B. Winters Well is a B. Ruth Fisher is a C, and Tonopah Valley is a B. So we have 3 Bs and 2 Cs at this time, and a little bit more context will be on the next slide. So you can see last year and this year's grade. You can see Desert Sunset went up a couple points. Tartesso's basically stayed the same, went up slightly. Winters Well, Ruth Fisher, and Tonopah had slight declines. And then the last slide. And then the district letter grade is calculated GPA style. So if you do that calculation, we are considered a B district by the Department of Education.
Okay.
Questions? Yes, Ms. Marcent.
Yes.
So when we look at these, like 2024, 2025, is it showing growth or proficiency?
Yes.
Both?
Come on.
Mr. Coleman, I'll start. You can. This is a complicated answer to a very simple question. And Mr. Coleman, at some point Mr. Kilborn actually leads a statewide class on this very topic, where he teaches stakeholders across the state on this. The formula is not 1 + 2 + 3 = B. It's a very, very complex formula. The largest portion of the formula is growth. You can earn up to 50 points in growth. Proficiency is 30 points. However, the way state calculates growth, I'm going to call it growth in air quotes. It's more a double proficiency measure than it is true growth. Mr. Kilborn, you want to elaborate? That's as far as I get myself in trouble. I mean, that's basically it, right?
Well, so I think you're thinking about student growth targets.
Yes.
So we actually use full student growth percentiles right now, which is more of a comparator between students. It's not discrete growth from point A to point B. So if we're all doing really well, and I earn a student growth percentile ranking of, let's say, 64, I've done better than 64% of the other students who are like me. But if we're all doing really poorly, and I still earn that, I'm doing better than 64% of the students who are like me, but I may not have grown as much as other people have in other years. So it's like Dr. Winter said, it gets a little bit into the weeds, but it's a great measure for schools to compare each other. It just doesn't tell you really how much growth a student actually had, point A to point B, or grade level percentages or grade levels. So it's not discrete, it's compared.
Yeah, it's labeled growth, but it's not growth in the sense you're thinking of. It is, historically speaking, the district does pretty good in the growth measure. It's our proficiency that is lacking.
So what does this tell us when we look at it?
So I think you really need to look at the different components within the model, because as Dr. Winters mentioned, there's proficiency, there's growth, there's ELL students that are 10% of the formula. And if you think about ELL students, they're dedicated 10% of the formula in that one component, but they're also represented again, growth and proficiency, and in the acceleration readiness piece. So our special populations in Arizona are really highly represented throughout this. So it's I think it's a great indicator. I think by looking at where our schools are falling, it gives you an idea, comparatively speaking, where we're at. If you look at the different components, proficiency as an example, you can see where there's a lot of points left on the board, and that's useful information for a school in aggregate. But it also, if you look at the individual student level, you can get a pretty good indication of where each individual kid falls to. That's another piece of that class that I teach, because of the way that points are skewed at this individual student level. So to give you the 10,000-foot answer to that question, it tells us a lot, but it's more than a 5-minute discussion in terms of what's actually in that. And just to give you a frame of reference, when I teach administrators about A through F accountability, that's a full-day training that we can use to do. So I wish I could give you a thumbnail sketch, but I'm very verbose.
So as a board member, if I'm looking at this, what would be my expectation as a board member? I mean, is this valuable to me, since I don't really know all those components? I mean, if I'm looking at this as a board member, what should I get from it?
So I think if you can go back one slide, I think if I were a board member and I were you sitting in your seat, what I would want to see is current year points, which is right next to the letter grade, versus what's the next tier up, right? So you can see, we'll use Desert Sunset as an example, 74.18. That's on the lower end of the B scale. To get an 84, that's going to be a significant lift for the school. However, again, going back to the components, there's a lot of points that are on the board that are available to our schools in order to improve those letter grades. So, again, without looking at the individual components and really going through those with a fine-tooth comb, it's difficult for me to give you anything more than that sort of 10,000-foot level, if that makes sense.
So what should my expectations be as a board member as to how our schools are going to address this? Or do they even look at this, and I'm sure they do, and what they will do next to help a student, or I know we're aiming for the next grade, but I guess and I suppose we're doing a lot of things to get to that next point. And I suppose this is just one component of what we look at as far as I don't want to say changing, but adapting maybe what we're doing to be able to meet the needs of our students. Would that be correct?
Yes, and I actually think a good place to point you to would be school improvement plans.
Okay.
That the schools have
Yeah.
created. They start that work as soon as school ends, so last summer, and it's continually revised, not only with this is post-mortem, right? This school year's ended, and
Right.
it's an autopsy at this point. But we have our benchmarks coming up, we have our pre-tests in the fall. All of that goes into inform those school improvement plans. And sorry, I don't mean to.
No, you're fine.
Get off a tangent, but the school improvement plans were the ones that were presented to you guys
Right.
over the summertime.
Right.
Which then are continually revised as we get new data points.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Any other discussion? Okay. Future meetings and events, Dr. Winters?
No, we added a,
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. We got to go back to E9. Dr. Winters. English book list.
Mr. President, members of the board, this is a list of books presented on an annual basis for approval to use in our English classes. My assumption is Mr. Blackson has a concern about a title or two or three, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think rather than just approving, the board just approving this list, we need to understand how these books are put on this list, how they're vetted and reviewed and come before the board. I have concern in looking at books that there's vulgar language in these books. I don't believe that belongs in the boardroom, and I don't believe it belongs in a classroom. And I see no reason why that type of book needs to be on this list. So I would like at least time to go through this more thoroughly and look at these books and understand how they get on this list and get presented to the board. If you, just start the first one.
Oh, okay. The first one on the list? Okay.
And there may be other issues in these books also that may or may not be appropriate.
So are you proposing table it till next month?
Yeah, I requested it to go as an action item in case the board wanted to go ahead and act on it, but I believe it should be tabled. And as the board pleases, I would make that motion to table the English, what is it, English book list until the next board meeting and place it on the agenda as an action item.
Is that a problem, Dr. Winters?
I'm sorry?
No, Dr. Winters, does this need to be approved or disapproved tonight?
My only two things. One, I would imagine that several of these are about to be used or have been used. Probably something that should be presented back in June or July. Secondly, in preparation for tonight's board meeting, I went back and reviewed policy to see what our policy was, and I can't find one. We have a policy on textbook adoption. We have a policy on library books. I don't, unless Mr. Bolden has an idea of what a process is, I can't find anything in writing that the district has had that says, here's the process, a review process we have for generating this list. Unless you know of another.
Only reason it was presented, 6, 7 years ago, when we created some books that were not approved. Teachers wanted to use some textbooks to provide for non-local class, and it was not approved. So that's why we prior to using the class.
So this list is generated from teachers.
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't hear that, Mr. Bolden. You reviewed the list also?
I reviewed it quickly, but not like in depth. I didn't know
I would,
So I have a question along those lines. Why are we approving something that's already being used? Just a question.
I think there's some of the books have not been used yet, and would like to use them, and that's why we're
And Mr. Baxter and Mr. Rode, you can chime in. My understanding is prior to my arrival, this came up before, and I don't know if the whole list or books were picked off the list, and so this sounds like it's an effort to get a new book list approved. But I don't know what occurred at that time.
So is this the comprehensive list, or is this enhanced? Okay. And the high school doesn't have a library, so is this essentially the library?
Yeah, we don't have a library school yet.
so I would think it should serve the same criteria as a library book, right?
Not necessarily. So, again, a complicated answer to the question. So in our state, we have textbook adoptions, which has a very regimented process. You have library book process, which you are only legally bound to if you have a librarian in your school. That's a very regimented, laid out process. And then you have supplemental materials. These would be considered supplemental materials. From what I can find in policy, we don't have a supplemental, it's basically the same as, really, there's nothing, we have a textbook adoption, we have a library book, I do not see a supplemental process. So the process would be, bring it to the board for approval, but we don't have an outline process of what we do before that.
Okay.
Okay. So I had motion to table this.
For purpose of further instruction, I'll second that.
For discussion?
Table it to I guess, to put
Okay,
on the
okay.
action, is that what you're saying?
You've motioned to table it, you're
Yeah,
seconding it?
yeah.
Okay. We have a motion and a second to table item E9, English book list for 25-26. Further discussion?
Well, yeah,
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I
Unanimous.
I did have one other question on this, you kind of rushed me. So just one thing, and this isn't the first time that something has been brought to the board to approve that's already been acted on and implemented. So as a board member, I guess, and maybe this isn't the right word, but I would caution the use of using something before the board approves it.
Okay. Future meeting agenda or events?
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the board. Our next board meeting is scheduled for December 10th, which the way this is going to be here in a blink of an eye. I will be attending the Teravalis VIP grand opening on Friday. And I think Ms. Marcette merited an invitation somehow as well. I don't know what she did, but she got one. Hopefully weather permits, and we'll see. They have a all kickoff on Saturday, but the VIP one, the governor's going to be there, the mayor is going to be there. There's another bigwig there that I can't think of on top of my head, but it's that's going down on Friday morning.
The grand opening's on Saturday?
Correct.
Okay.
I'll just mention that in December, we're going to the Arizona School Boards Association annual meeting. That will be happening. And also, the day before Thanksgiving, there is a community Thanksgiving dinner at Ruth Fisher. I believe it's from 4 to 7:30.
4:30.
4:30 to 7:30, and anyone can come.
4:30 to 7.
Oh, 4:37, sorry, I want to get this right, at Ruth Fisher, and anyone's invited to come. Myself and our board president will be there helping.
Yeah, it's actually sponsored by the TVCC and the American Legion, so good catch. Board comments? Board member comments?
Yes. I just want to add my 2 cents to all the individuals that helped with working on the bond, getting the word out. I mean, there were many of us that walked the neighborhoods and talked to people. We made phone calls. We sat at the Tartesso Farmers Market. We went to the food trucks. I mean, I don't know as a group if we could have done any more. I'm disappointed in the turnout. I'm disappointed that more people didn't vote. It's going to be reflected in our next school year. I'm hoping the next time we put this on the ballot that people will see the ramifications of not passing this bond, and we know that it's certainly more important than the possible, well, not possible, but the little bit of increase of taxes that we were looking at. Just very disappointed, disheartened, and it's going to hurt our kids, and that's what's the hardest thing with this. But again, thank you for all the support. Thank you for moving forward, doing what we have to do with what we have, and just thank you.
Okay. Up next is we go to an executive session for the release of contract. Do I have a motion to hold an executive session?
I move that we move into executive session for discussion of teacher contract.
I second.
Have a motion and a second, go to executive session. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Let's take a 5-minute break to clear the room and use the restrooms.
Dang, I forgot about that part. I thought we were done.
Are we adjourning executive session? No? Oh, we have to vote on the...
Turn your microphone back on. Okay, back in regular session. Next item is an action item on release of teacher contract. Do I have a motion?
Oh, shoot. I move that we release Ms. Howard from her teaching contract.
Second.
Have motion and second to release Ms. Howard from her teaching contract. All in favor, say, further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, say nay. Unanimous. Do I have a motion?
I move to adjourn.
I second.
Have a motion and second to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
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 Unanimous. Have a good evening, everyone.